I'm Gabby Lozano. This is a part of the project Somos Texas, which is a digital narrative project that will collect oral histories from Texas A&M first-generation students, faculty, staff, former students, and community members, and will make them available to the public through an interactive multimedia platform. The stories will address challenges, rewards, and unique experiences of Latinx and Hispanic students in higher education by focusing specifically in our university. These first-hand narratives in Spanish and English will be available to the public for outreach and dissemination purposes. So basically, this interview can go both ways. It is your choice, whether it be in English or Spanish, whichever one you're most comfortable in. Which one would you like to do?
We can do English.
English? Okay.
Yeah.
At any point, if you feel like some things can't be said in English and you feel like code switching, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me just pull up the questions. And we can start. If you want, you can introduce yourself just so...
I'm Tania. I'm a freshman at Texas A&M.
Cool. And what are you studying?
And right now I'm studying psychology.
Awesome. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start with the first question. The first question is, what made you decide to go to college?
So I didn't really have college in mind up until I went into high school. All throughout middle school, I didn't even see college as a viable option for me.
Mm-hmm.
I went to an early college high school, so that definitely was like this whole encouragement that I had going into high school. The demographics of the high school were very much, I'd say, like 70 to 80% Latinx students.
Mm-hmm.
So coming to college was definitely like as a way for me to advance my own career / help my parents out in a way, because my parents, my dad probably just went to 3rd grade and then dropped out.
Wow.
My mom, she went to secundaria over there where she lived in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she was 16, she came to the United States and she tried to go to high school here. She went to the local Bryan High School, but she didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't really talk to me about that, but I know that she was very like discriminated against the school. And she lasted maybe there a semester before she dropped out. So, I mean, she just got through elementary school and middle school, and she didn't go. And, I mean, going to college for me is very much like a way for me to help my parents out once I'm financially stable. So that's why I chose to go to college.
I mean, yeah, that's one of the reasons most of us do. What was the application process like?
So I'm very grateful that I went to an early college high school.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us a ton of resources, like some of them, just to list a few, we had FAFSA advisors.
Mm-hmm.
So we had advisors from Blinn come into our high school, and like they came in, like, I want to say every 2 weeks during the first semester of my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And they came, helped us fill out our FAFSA and things like that, but we couldn't go. I had to stay home, help my mom take care of stuff at home, babysit my brother, and things like that. So it was rough, specifically like the financial aid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of words on there that I didn't know, and telling my mom about them in Spanish, it was even harder. Yeah. And we had a lot of fights about it. And it was like, I finished filling out my FAFSA, like, thankfully, like, by the end of October, so it was fine. But it was very much like, what's that? Like, why are you doing this? Like, why do they want this information? She's like, I need to put my social on there. Like, she was very skeptical. Yeah. She didn't want to put any stuff on there. I was also applying to a private university at the time, Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
And Baylor's financial aid application was even harder than FAFSA. They were asking for assets and like just like a bunch of questions, like more specific than FAFSA got. So that was rough. That was one of the things that I think the school failed me at. They didn't give much support to like our bilingual, not bilingual, our Spanish speaking parents. It was hard, but I mean, we finished it. It took us a month, but we finished it.
Yeah.
As for colleges, my mom had no idea what I was applying to or what I was applying under. I tried to talk to her about it, but there was a huge language barrier because there was like a bunch of different words that she didn't know about, and I didn't know how to say them in Spanish. And then, of course, I would go to Google Translate and I try to look up the word, but like it didn't make sense in Spanish. Yeah. And she'd be like, "Oh, well, as long as you get into one, like you're like, let's do that." As for where she wanted me to go, she wanted me to go to A&M because it was 10 to 15 minute drive. But I didn't want to. I wanted to go to one in Austin. But the thing is, with us, like specifically our family is very much like we're 5 minutes away. Okay. And I had a huge argument with her, and I told her, "Mom, you're so used to having your family 5 minutes literally down the street. You can't have me a couple hours away." And we had a huge argument about it. That was one of the big issues, like her letting go of me. And I know that it wasn't just my parents, like most of the friends I had in high school were also, like, all of them, I want to say, were first gens too. And their parents had the same thing, like they weren't used to having family far away. So that was a big deal in the college application process.
Of course. So from what you're telling me, your parents are very supportive. So tell me about the day that you got your acceptance letter.
So the first acceptance letter I got was actually from A&M. I told my mom about it, and of course she was very excited. She was like, "Oh, like I told you, you're gonna go to A&M. There's no way around this anymore." And I was like, "Mom, like I applied to a couple other schools. Like I want to hear back from them because I didn't know how much money I was getting from A&M." And as for my dad, he was like, he did not know a single thing about me, not about me, but like what I wanted to study or like where I was going. Because whenever I would talk to him about it, he'd be like, "Estudia una carrera corta, algo chiquito, algo como un trabajo en una oficina." And I'd be like, "I don't want to do that. Like, why? That doesn't sound fulfilling to me." And he'd be like, "But that doesn't matter. What matters is that you do like get like your associates at Blinn." That was always the thing. Like, go to Blinn, do something like, you know, short term, and get a quick like right after. You know, like get a job right after. And I'd be like, "No, that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is gonna take time." So when I got my first letter, my dad didn't even know about it. I told him, and he was like, "That's cool. Like, you're going to Blinn though, right?" And I know that I'm not the only one, because my friend's parents would also tell him the same thing. Like, study something short, something quick, so you can start working immediately. But that's how my first acceptance went. I was very excited. I told my friends about it. All very excited. But as for home situation, it was very much like, "Oh, finally, like, you're gonna be close to us. You're gonna be an Aggie and all those things." Because, you know, I mean, everybody in the Barnca Station area is like very much like go Aggies, like go, kind of things like that. So that's how it went for my first one.
Did you feel pressure to come to Texas A&M?
Yes and no. Because my family and also money. Like, I want to say, like, it wasn't my mom, because towards the end of my senior year, my mom sat me down and she's like, "I understand why you want to leave. I understand why you want to go to Austin. Like, I support you." But this was like, I want to say, like, towards the decision deadline, which I want to say is like at the end of April. I can't for sure remember. But she didn't tell me this until like April. When I already accepted my fate that I was gonna go to A&M. But like, I don't want to say it was my parents or anybody. It was money, because as much as I wanted to go to a different college, A&M was very like very generous in that money. And I know it's like, I'm not like a rare case, because like I've talked to other students, and it's like, I'm here because of the money. I'm here because they gave me enough to study here. So I was pressured in the sense that I didn't want to leave my family, but I can't turn down the option that the money that A&M gave me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was your first day here at Texas A&M?
It wasn't what I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. It was very I don't know, because I'm taking upper level classes, so like the professor are like, "Welcome back, students," blah blah blah, and but it wasn't bad. My only thing was like having to use Google Maps to get around campus and things like that. I had an 8 a.m. that day, so that was rough. But I was very excited to start school again and like see new faces, because I mean it's a campus with like over 60,000 students. I mean it was very exciting for me, especially coming to A&M, the A&M. I was very excited, and it went better, a lot better than I expected. It wasn't bad.
What kind of expectations did you have?
I was expecting like so right now the culture, the tensions in the cultures here at A&M are very tense. I was expecting like dirty looks from certain people. I won't name them out of respect, but like expecting like like this another
just discrimination in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which like that was one of the things that I talked to my mom about when I was telling her why I didn't want to come to A&M.
Of course.
I told her, ma, yo ya he visto lo que ponen ahí los estudiantes en Facebook and Twitter. Mira, te voy a enseñar este video. Mira cómo tratan los estudiantes y que no sé qué. And she's like, mija, it doesn't matter. Like, you're going there for the education. You're not going there to mingle. And I was like, college is a lot of like schoolwork and also building your networks. And I was like, I can't get around people here. I mean, there's people everywhere. But yeah, that was the thing that I thought that's how it was gonna go at least the first week, but it wasn't. It was very welcoming. I'm gonna say everybody was very nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good